let's get to our final topic, and that's going to be Mr. Rob B. You found some ironic racism here.
Yeah. Ahmed Hussen, the Canadian federal diversity minister, says he's taking action over disturbing tweets made by a senior consultant at the Community Media Advocacy Centre, who happens to be working on an anti racism project that received $133,000 in funding from this department. So, Laith Marouf is a senior consultant engaged in the federally funded project to fight against racism in media. So some of the tweets that were posted are on Marouf's private account, but screen grabs were provided. And let me just read one of these to you. This is absolutely awful. All those loudmouth bags of human feces, aka the Jewish white supremacists. When we liberate Palestine and they have to go back to where they come from, they will return to being low voiced bitches of their Christian, secular, white supremacist masters.
Wow.
So,
Whoa.
Mr. Marouf has so far declined requests for comment, but a lawyer acting on his behalf asked for his client's tweets to be quoted verbatim and distinguish between Marouf's clear reference of Jewish white supremacists and Jews or Jewish people in general. So, and went on to say that Mr. Marouf does not harbor any animus toward this Jewish faith as a collective group.
Mm,
Right, my
mm.
friends, is this a misunderstanding or is this simply racism?
Misunderstanding.
And
Right?
second part, how should the CMAC proceed regarding Mr. Marouf and how should they proceed as an organization?
All right. Why'd you start off, Lizzie? That's
I think it's a
crazy.
misunderstanding because I don't understand how they don't see how it's blatant racism. He singled out Jews. He singled out Jews. What about the non-Jewish white supremacists? He ain't talk about them. He specifically singled out the. Of course, this is racism, and someone in his position should know better. It's 2022, people. It's 2022, and we are still doing this shit. People, I'm sorry, Rob. Sorry again, Rob. But we
You
know
too.
when we're saying racist things. We know when we're being racist. We know when we're stereotyping. We know when we are singling out a particular group. He honed in on white Jews. How is
Yep.
that not? That's the definition of racism.
Racism.
So I don't buy it. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, I was curious. Like, I mean, they say he's been investigated, but I mean, what are they going to actually do other than just fire the dude? I mean, invest.
I mean,
I
I
Rob,
mean,
he's
mean,
it's
been
pretty
carrying. So
clear
what would
these
they
were
do?
racist tweets. I mean, what is there to investigate? You
What
know,
would they do? A censure or like remove him from
I
his position? What would they do?
well, that's it. Because he's a consultant for the CMAC, I don't know what the feds could actually do to him directly, other than impact further funding. And I mean, if
Mm,
someone's going to
okay,
say, "Well, you know
fair
what,
enough.
we're not giving you any money to continue with this because these are the types of people you have on the payroll."
Fair
Well,
enough.
yeah, guess who's no longer a consultant on the payroll,
Fair. So
right? I mean,
basically, he can get fired. That's so. There's no
absolutely
so there's no
be
criminal charges
completely
for being a hypocrite, right?
and being completely discredited, right?
Right, right. So fair enough. All right. So I don't know. I'm you know this is not surprising that someone who is a racist would be trying to ma- make his money be claiming to be an anti-racist. I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, Trump will tell you in a heartbeat that he's not a racist. He loves the blacks. So, you know,
the blacks, the
he
blacks,
loves the
the
blacks
blacks,
and the
the blacks.
Mexicans, and so I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, this is racism is just it's
It's
horrible.
exhausting.
That's
It's
the word.
exhausting.
That is the word
It's
for it.
exhausting.
And
You get tired.
the more you're seeing it now, it's like because we're seeing it more with social media, with things like what I'm doing, and it's just now you're seeing the racism. It's not just somebody telling you, by the way, it's racist. People are racist. This person's racist. That person's racist. Now you get to see in real life, in real time, racist ass people, and
Yeah.
it's really like you said. I agree with the
It's
word exhausting.
exhausting. Yeah, it's just
What are your
every day
thoughts, Johnny?
I just shake my head like, what?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just another one, right? What are your thoughts, Johnny?
I don't have important important thoughts. It's just the irony of it all. It's like in the Catholic churches when they get caught, doing stuff to little kids and stuff like that. It's just, how did you guys even get this guy on the payroll? Like, how did that happen? But also I was very confused about what is a white supremacist Jew? Like, this is my first time hearing that
Oh,
ever.
they exist.
I never
That's
heard that.
that's a real thing. It's not a
I
but
don't know.
Good question, but yeah, they exist.
Yeah,
Did you
no,
know? What is? Oh my God, what was Trump's right hand man's name? Stephen what? Was it?
not you're not Stephen
Steve
Miller.
Bannon?
No.
No, no, no. It was the young guy. He was
I know who you're
balding.
talking about.
Um,
They always show him. They show him with pictures next to Satan and stuff.
he's a perfect example of a white supremacist Jew
okay.
or Jewish guy. Okay. It, it it's
Stephen
one
Miller.
of
I was
those
right.
things
Stephen
where
Miller.
Stephen Miller, yes,
Yeah.
Stephen Miller. Look him up, Gianni. He's someone who, for all intents and purposes, recognizes Jewish, but still separates himself as a white person, as a white Jewish person, and then all other minorities are beneath him, are not worthy. And he has an inbred, an innate hate for everyone who does not look like him, who did not grow up like him, who has darker skin than he does. Total racist, and totally about preserving and empowering white people, particularly Jews, but hate other minorities, particularly Blacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was awful.
See?
Like, I don't even know how we got as far as we did in this country. Obviously with Trump, but with this little fool right by his side, calling a lot of the shots in his ear. It was appalling, appalling.
Rob.
And one thing I'd like to point out is that Ahmed Hussein, the minister, is of Muslim Somali descent. So to me, it's just refreshing to see someone with a completely different background stepping up for the rights of someone from a completely other ethnic, like a completely different ethnic and religious background. So that's what I really enjoyed about it, Dev, where it was just kind of like, okay, so we have good Canadian politicians. This is a good thing. It yeah, yeah, it's just the irony of of it. It's just, you're working for an outfit that's going to combat racism in media, and you use social media to post a racist rant. What part of that, like Liz said, this is 2022. What part of you thought that you were going to get away with doing and saying something so stupid? I'm happy that he's being called out. And really, I mean, professionally, he's going to get lambasted. I don't see him as being really hireable as a consultant anywhere in the near future.
Yeah,
Even if he was going to try to claim that it was like, he was saying something different or he didn't mean it. I mean, you're an anti-racism consultant. You should understand this. It's not. It should not be unclear to you that this is racist.
Maybe he should call
This is what we brought you on board for.
Ask her to sing, "Isn't it ironic, don't you think?" to him. Like, come on.
It's all about Canada.
Yeah.
All right. So Jacqueline Robinson says, as someone else noted, IQ 45 has been given permission to be their awful selves. He fashioned IQ 45's racist policies. This is talking about Stephen Miller. Just horrible. His grandparents were Holocaust survivors. His wife is vile also.
And a lot of his high school classmates and college classmates have come out and talked about his history of being a blatant racist. Just a horrible person.
wow.
So there's a comment on YouTube. All racism is wrong. Mighty funny how a black racist is crucified long before a white racist. Just my opinion.
I mean, depending on who you talk to,
Yeah, I
because
don't know
I
if I agree with that.
crucify every racist, every
I'm with you
every
on that.
agenda.
Mm-mm.
I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. I'm
Yeah.
not here for it.
All
Not,
right.
no.
I'm with you in that. Is this truth, lies, or shenanigans? Thanks, Rob,
I
for
mean,
this.
what are we calling this?
Shenanigans.
I mean, I guess it's shen.
Yeah, like I mean, this is truth and
I
shenanigans.
got some shenanigans. I'm going with shenanigans. 'Cause it's,
Yeah,
you know, dude's an idiot. That's all.
shenanigans from the consultant. Canadian government's doing the right thing.
That's all I can call it. An idiot.